In working with the full data set, it's helpful to use the metrics along the top to start to get a better understanding of our data as opposed to scrolling through all 31,000 cases. These metrics are always going to be representative of the set of timelines which we have in the window below, and we'll see these recalculate and change dynamically as we filter and scope our analysis. So right now we're looking across all 31,000 plus claims, and in looking at the duration metric, the fact that there was at least one case which took 15 months to complete stands out. Let's dig further into this and figure out exactly how long it's taking us to close out these claims. So by clicking on the duration metric, I'm then presented with a histogram, which shows me the distribution of all of my claims by their duration. I can see that the minimum time to close out a claim is 6 hours, the average closeout time is 23 days, and the maximum is over 15 months. Now, in looking at the histogram, fortunately, we have a spike towards the beginning, which shows me most of the cases are done in far less than 15 months. I can adjust this slider dynamically and start to get an idea of how many cases fall above or below the threshold that I've set. So I've set the slider to 42 days, and we've captured almost 94% of the cases, but there are over 1,900 outliers, or 6% of claims that range between 42 days and 15 months. Now, what's interesting here is that I can take this a step further and choose to break this histogram down by any one of my dimensions. So if I'm concerned that there may be an adjuster who's taking their time with these claims, or even a type of claim which is taking abnormally long, I can sub any one of my attributes in here into the main histogram and start to dig in. So let's break this down by the adjuster. And now each one of my respective adjusters has their own duration histogram relative to their book of business. Now, if I take a look and just visually identify which one of these stands out from the others, it looks like Jim Ricks. His histogram is skewed a bit to the right. So keep your eye on my general average here. It's 23 days. Now, when I substitute Jim Ricks' histogram in, it looks like Jim takes 2 months longer than my general average to process his claims. Now, this tells me it might be time to have a conversation with Jim to see exactly what's going on and why it's taking him so long to close out the claims he's assigned. So let's close out Jim's histogram. I'll go back to the general histogram, set my threshold at 42 days. As an analyst, I'd be interested in digging a bit deeper into these 1,942 claims that span longer than 42 days. So I'll apply this as a filter.